guys, welcome to another episode of Crow's Garage. Today we're finally fixing my driveline problem. So, hair's all jacked up. I just woke up not so long ago. Yep, finally getting this done. gforce renegade axles, and so these are my springs that were on the car when I bought it. They're Hotchkiss lowering springs. I think they're 1.5" drop. And we have some stock replacements. Now, if you are planning to do like I said, like time attack or like, like club TR circuit type racing, probably don't want to go with that. And you probably wouldn't need to anyway. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm planning on drag racing the car more than anything. And having that extra rear ride height will help the axles live longer. So with these being a quote-unquote large investment, I guess, I got them for $1,600 at Gwatney Performance because I have a military discount. But yeah, I don't want to take the risk of breaking these, so I'm putting those rear shocks back on for now. I don't have the front stock ride height springs. I haven't found a set yet, but hopefully 1.5" doesn't make it look too terrible. We'll find out. But I've already gone ahead and got the driver's side worked apart. Basically, you don't need to drop the entire knuckle to do the axle, but I just do because it keeps it out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this, throw that new one in there, and get this put back together, and then we'll do the same thing on the passenger side, and then we'll go do some pulls. I'll show you guys more in depth of how to get this apart, even though there's like a million videos of it on YouTube already of how to get the rear suspension apart. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to a time lapse. We'll do it that way. Okay, so we got the other axle in. I'm trying to see if I need to include that spring washer. I gotta look it up online real quick. But yeah, the difference, I'll switch back to me real quick, hang on. But the difference in just the diameter of the CV joint itself it's much larger. And these are serviceable too. So like if I end up, still having these, I probably will, like in 2-3 years, I can send them back to gforce. I can pull them out, stick my old ones in for a in-between, send these out to gforce and have them maintain the CV joint in them so that way they don't break on me. So, but yeah, there's the old one. When I do the other side, I'll throw them two together for comparison. So, but yeah, it's in. I'm just trying to figure out if I need to do the spring washer, and then I will put it back together. I'll show you guys how to put it back together, and then it'll just be the reverse of what I do to put it together. It is kind of a pain to get this, especially with the BMR stuff. I don't know, my bushings are tight on my BMR trailing arms, so I try to leave the knuckle in the BMR trailing arm. That way I don't have to fight trying to get it back in. But yeah, I'll show you guys how I put it back together here in a minute, and go in depth. I'll do it piece by piece, that way you guys can see it. But yeah, new axles in. I just gotta look up if I need that spring washer, so I'll be right back. All right, after some research, I found out it doesn't matter if you use the spring washers or not. At least that's what they say. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in there just because I hear that there can be like a clunking noise, not like clunking in the rear end or nothing, but like I guess there's like some sort of tapping or clunking or rattling noise that can develop if you don't use them. So at least on the stock one. So I'm gonna use it on this one. It's like 2-3 millimeters thick. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. If even 2. I doubt it's even that thick. I don't know. I don't know metric. But yeah, I just want to show you guys real quick what I used to pop out my stock axles, or my cheap ones. So what I did is I took a screwdriver, and on the cheap ones there's a little bit of a gap there. Then you can stick a screwdriver in there. Just be careful not to hit the axle seal. Let me flip the camera around so I know you guys can see what I'm seeing. There's like a little lip that you can, or a little gap that you can stick your screwdriver in there on the stock ones. Just be careful not to hit the axle seal, and then I just pry on the use the casing as my leverage point. So, well, yeah, just do that. That way you can pop them out. And we'll get to the rest of it now. Now that I am transitioning. Okay. I gotta figure out where to set you guys real quick. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and slip this in and try to get the knuckles seated on the. Well, actually, what am I doing? I gotta get this shock put in here for the strut. Do I do that now? I think so. It's gonna be easier to do it now than it is later. There we go. Can you hold this for a second, Mr. Bungee Rope? Just hold it over there for a sec. Stay. Alright, let me go get those shocks. Man, my knee is just junk. Ugh. Okay. Well, these were in a car at LKQ, so. Okay. Alright, I'm putting the strut bolts back in now, the upper strut bolts. So, do that real quick. Add in some medium strength blue thread locker. I know it's in a red bottle, but it's blue, I promise. Pro tip, put this thing into the lower control arm before you tighten the fuck out of all the bolts. So these ones, the stock GM ones that are like the nut and bolt combos, these don't need thread lock because the nut is the locking nut. Okay, so probably coming out of a time lapse now. Went ahead and put all of these bolts in, these upper control arm these upper strut mount bolts. Don't tighten these all the way. Leave yourself like, I don't know, like half an inch of thread out so you can slip this in here, the lower part of the shock in. I had problems, I had to fight it a little bit, so as you guys will probably see in the time lapse, but yep. Just go ahead and leave yourself some room for that, and should be good. Now I'm gonna put the knuckle in here in a sec. Okay, so what I've done here, go ahead and do it this way. So like I said earlier, I left this bushing in on top of this trailing arm because it's always a pain to move it around. I actually kind of have to beat on the rotor and beat around on this hub to get it to slide in because I think the bushing is too thick for this, or this got crimped in narrow or something from BMR, so I have to fight that pretty much every time I do these or do this. What else? Oh, got this bolt in, and I'll be putting my lower control arm bolt in. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt up all the arms, the tow rod, this guy here, the trailing arm, which is that one down there that I have problems with, upper control arm, and the lower control arm will get its bolt put in too. And then I'll go through, and for the brake caliper bolts, you'll need to Loctite these. They're supposed to be one-time use. I took off the ones from the factory and they weren't stretched. I ordered new ones at the time anyway, so these are new bolts, but well, newer bolts. But I just Loctite these now because I saw no difference in the length when it was torqued on the supposed torque to yield bolts from the factory versus these brand new. So I just keep reusing them, and I just put a little blue Loctite on them. So and then don't forget your parking cable and your ABS sensor. So I will be going ahead and putting those in as well here momentarily once I get the one stuck from the caliper. There's that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna set you guys down and put you back in the time lapse. Alright, so I got ahead and got this side finished up. Let me show you guys some stuff about the parking brake and things that I use to get it off and on. Okay, so if you have the stock sway bar or a stock style sway bar, you're gonna run into an issue where you can't get your lower brake caliper bolt out. I just left it in the knuckle. You could back it out enough to get the brake caliper out of the way. So there's that. Make sure you put the bottom end of your strut in before you bolt up your sway, or put the top in, and then leave your bolts loose so you can get the bolt lined up down here. Oh, another thing. So what I do for the e-brake, obviously you have to loosen it. I got my e-brake locked up to put the axle nut on. But you loosen your, see if I can focus on it. You put a screwdriver and you pry this tang back. Well, you guys really cannot see that. Why is it not focusing? This camera's terrible. Anyway, this little guy here, put your screwdriver on it, push it towards the front of the car, and then pull the loop off, and then your parking brake's free, so you can drop your knuckle. All right. And then I also put some red Loctite on this axle nut, and some blue Loctite on the caliper bolts. I don't use new ones. I think I said that earlier. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray this rotor down since I got it all greasy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other side real quick, and we'll go from there. You guys will probably pick me back up when I'm test driving the car. See you guys in that one. Figured I'd try the weird snap thing that all these famous YouTubers be doing. So wheel off, you know. All right, got that out. I've got some other stuff unbolted. I'm gonna get the e-brake off and the rest of this. You'll probably come back after I get everything swapped in. All right, guys. Hopefully the camera's not too shaky, but yeah, I went ahead and I got the axles put in. I did have issues with my Hotchkiss sway bar hitting the axle bolts on the outer CV stud that goes into the hub. So I did have to pull that out. I'm gonna go to a BMR Extreme Sway Bar kit anyway, which brings the end links in towards a tab that's more inside the lower control arm. I haven't had too many like body roll issues. I've been laying down the power and haven't had any problems. So it's that's been fine without a rear sway bar. I'm still gonna put one on it though, because I'm gonna get rid of the front one for drag racing. So but yeah, it's been great not having to worry about breaking axles all the time, being able to actually put down the power that I'm making, and having fun with the car. So yeah, just figure I'd do a quick pull for you guys and do this as part of the outro. So do a pull real quick. It's gonna be like a roll. That stock suspension, the rear is squatting pretty good, so I don't have an issue with weight transfer. I do have the lowering spring still in the front, so the car kind of has a, you know, like that 70s muscle car rake. It's not too bad. I thought it was going to be really bad because the car hadn't settled at first, because I was able to put my whole fist between the tire and the wheel arch. But after it settled down, it's like a 3-finger gap, so it's not too bad now. Do a first gear pull. It's been a long time since I've been able to just absolutely mat it and not have to worry about it breaking. So that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, fitment, I mean, it's fine. Not exactly what you want. I'm looking to see if I can go to like a 29-inch tall tire or something. I'm going to go to a bias ply slick. I'm on a radial right now, which doesn't help the rear end either. So I'm going to switch to a bias ply, either a Hoosier or a Mickey, after this one's dead. I'm going to street drive on these for a while. So I'm on Mickey ET Street R's in the back. And then on the front, I'm on Mickey Sportsman's in the front on a 17x7. So, but yeah, that's the setup for now. I'm looking into doing my intake manifold finally, and doing some head porting at Gwatney. Have them take my stock heads and do their magic to them. So, but yeah, we'll see what that turns out to be. I'm hoping to make about 530, 540 on E. But we'll see. You know, dynos read different, so it's all just an estimate anyway. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I got some parts I got to pick up for the dailies at O'Reilly's, so I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you feel like I've deserved it, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.